Hi, this is a review of the AxcessAbles ODM-3. It is a little microphone that goes on top of your DSLR camera. We're using a DSLR camera to do this review, so we're going to try something here, but I already have tested this out a few times, so I think we're going to get pretty similar results. What you're listening to right now, we're not using this microphone at all. This we normally use for recording reviews. We go into a microphone, mixing board, process everything, gets a really nice sound. You could probably tell if you've heard other ones of my reviews that the audio quality on this one is not up to what it normally is. That's because we're using the microphone that's in my Canon DSLR camera, which I think is actually a pretty decent microphone because it stood up pretty well to this device. So on this, you'll be able to hear this, but I think it's really gonna go by how this sounds once it's plugged into the camera. And a lot of DSLRs don't have really good microphones, so you're gonna have to do your own research. And hopefully this review, by letting you hear the audio, you'll know exactly the difference in quality you normally get from your DSLR audio to what you can get with this microphone. I'm sitting about 4.5 feet away from the camera, so that'll give you a little bit of an idea. Basically, it's a simple little device. It's got a little base, so it goes on just like a flash would on a DSLR, and you can tighten that down, and it's clearly labeled left and right, and you basically have a little stereo microphone that will then plug into your DSLR with this little included 3.5mm cable. So very simple. The cable plugs into this. This is going to plug into your DSLR. I'm going to pause the camera, plug this in, and I'll let you hear the difference in audio when you're listening to the audio through this rather than the internal microphone on the Canon camera. All right, you're now listening to the audio that is going through the microphone. The AxcessAbles ODM-3 is what is capturing the audio and then sending it through that little 3.5mm cable into the Canon DSLR, and it's recording the audio that way. From previous tests, as I said, I don't notice a big difference at all between the internal microphone on the Canon and this microphone. With that said, I think they both sound pretty good, and I don't have a whole lot of experience with other DSLRs except knowing from other YouTube videos and other reviews that I've seen here on Amazon that the audio quality is not always very good, and I'm assuming that is because maybe the microphones on some other cameras aren't quite as good. So as long as you have an input on your camera, this is the type of audio, what you're hearing right now, that you should be able to get on your camera, because this is the exact microphone. It's going to plug directly in, and it's going to override the microphone in your camera. So if what you're hearing right now is better quality audio than you normally get from your camera, this little device is probably worth picking up because it's going to give you a better audio quality. If it's not better sounding, then definitely avoid it, because there's no reason to buy something if it's not going to make your camera sound better. All cameras are not alike, so this is going to be up to you to do a little bit of testing on your own, and if the audio doesn't sound good in your camera and you like the way this sounds here, then this is probably a pretty good buy for you. It seems to be a cool little microphone. It's just not really much better than I can tell than the one that is included in my new Canon DSLR. So again, this has been a review of the AxcessAbles ODM-3. It is a stereo microphone for DSLRs, and it should work on other types of cameras as well. One was provided for the purposes of this review, but that does not guarantee a good review. I am Darren O'Neill. Thanks for watching.